Hey, Mr. Burke, how you doing? Okay, need some red thread. Red thread. You doing good? Hey there, John. Good morning. I'm on a little bit late today. I've been getting orders packed up and ready to go out the door. Oop, get that pinned up there. There we go. I saw that you won last night on the Crappie Man's drawing. That was pretty good. I don't know what you won, but congratulations. I was in there for a little bit. Let me get that light off behind me. That what that light does, it kind of throws off the picture and makes it dark and light. We had some rain, some thunderstorms late last night. Oh, for his birthday? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I saw that person in there. Yeah, I was on kind of late last night. Normally I'm normally I'm not that on that late, but in the summertime I do because my wife doesn't have to wake up early to go to work. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm making this for data data source. This is an order that came in last night. Hey there, Dewey. Good morning. Hey there, Nino. Welcome in, everybody. This here is a 1/8. I'll be tying some 1/4 ounce to in a little bit. Yeah, that fellow ordered 5 packs this of this color in each size. This here is a 1/8 ounce. So you guys are going to see me tie this color quite a bit this morning. Hey there, Lucy. How are you doing? Get these feathers off me. Good morning, everybody. It's nice and cool this morning. Good morning, good morning. Hey there, Baal. AK, how's it going there? We're going to end up putting this on the website today. It's one of the colors I've been wanting to do for, I've tied this color in the past, but it's time to change up our website a little bit. Just get some new colors out there. So some of the colors that haven't been selling as well that we have on the wall, we may put them on a clearance, put them on sale, get them out the door. Go down here. You guys can get a little bit closer. I don't know if it's closer. Is it closer for you guys? Yeah, so this probably this afternoon, this color will be on the website. Sometimes you get feathers, you just can't. I could do little bitty lures like this, like the 132nd and the 64th with them, but for the bigger lures like this, it just doesn't really work. They look like a little Q-tip. Hey there, Charles. How you doing there, Mr. Jeff Gardner? You get your package? Have you, how many of you guys are in our Discord? Yeah, how many of you guys are in our Discord? We may have to pin up the Discord channel on here. I'm finding out that not all the contacts I have on my WhatsApp like being notified that I'm going live. Oh, you're in it? Okay, good. So I didn't post it on my WhatsApp this morning. I'm like, well, you don't have to be involved in it. And we don't have that many. We started out with a bunch of people in there, and I guess they chose to leave because they don't like being notified 4 or 5 times a day that I'm going live, which I kind of understand that. Oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing there, Ford Power Stroke? I am just tying up the Renegade jig this morning. I used to make this one a few years back for some custom orders, but we've never had this color on our website. I think it'll be a good color. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can sell it. Not bad. Can't wait to fly fish. Oh yeah. Where do you live where you go, where you can go fly fishing? Up here in northeast Oklahoma, we can go fly fishing. We just don't have any trout. Hey there, Remington. Yeah, I got your order going out this morning. We also had an order come in for Mr. Cody Neese. Made an order too. We got some new stickers in yesterday. I like them. They're not they're not a circle, but they're kind of oval shaped. Ooh, that's way too long. This one's going to get a haircut. Start out there. And I'll taper it off. There's some scissors I'm wanting to get. They're not for fly tying. I just don't know how good they would be for this, but I'm going to give them a try. If they do work, I'll use those other scissors on my live. I'm doing good. Hey there, Josh. How's it going? I thought I'd keep it quiet this morning and not have any music. I'll do, uh, usually in the mornings when I go live here, I don't have the music or I have the music playing really low. Um, and then in the afternoons, I'm starting to put music in the background. When you do a monetization video, you can't have any copywritten music in it. And the AI picks up on that. So in the afternoons, I will. I just won't have it monetized. So I'll do a live stream and then I'll just wipe it clear. I won't load it up to the channel. This here is it's basically a wet fly, but you can use it. Most people use them for crappie fishing, brim. They use it for all kinds of fish. You can use these also for trout and bass. But most of the people use them for crappie fishing. We have some people they like catching those shell cracker fish. Yeah, you can also use these in salt water too. They'll also work for speckled trout. And I don't do a lot of saltwater fishing. I did go to the coast, to the Gulf Coast. What is it, the Gulf of America? I did go there a couple of years ago and caught some speckled trout with these. Hey there, Parla. How's it going? No, I have no clue at all who you are, Josh. Yeah, this here is a 1/8. I'll be doing the 1/4 ounce here in just a little bit. 1/4 ounce heads are really cool looking. They're a lot bigger. They're on a lot bigger hook too. I don't know about that. Can I go one more? If I go one more, it's going to be too thick. I'll just keep it that way. You're the guy that won the fishing contest last week. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah. Well, how are you doing? You doing okay? This here is a 1/8 ounce, and we're going to be, once I complete this order, I'll take a lot of pictures and we'll get them loaded onto the site. We're still having issues with our website glitching. We still have that picture of the old cotton candy with the with the pink feather on it. The old cotton candy. Oh, well, thank you there, John. Yeah, I have no clue at all who Josh is. I guess we know who he is now, don't we? Hey, Michael, how's it going? Yep, you got that right. Ooh, the sun's coming out finally. We're supposed to have nice weather all weekend. We do have a chance at some showers coming in this afternoon, but hardly anything. Oh, cool. That's cool there, Michael and Burke. No, I sure don't. I don't. I do make some micros, and the micro to me is like a 1/100th or 1/80th ounce on like a number 10 or 12 hook. On our website, we do make a 1/80th with a number 10 hook. I mean, we got some people that use these for trout, but most of the people will use these for brim, white bass, uh, you know, but no, what do I say? Just brim, white bass, and crappie. Those are the major fish that most people use our lures for. Now we have some people up in Oregon and Washington State. They'll use our lures for for trout too, even some for salmon. But the majority of the people that use our lures, it's basically crappie and brim, and like sand bass or white bass. And then we got a bunch of people in the catfishing world that use these for skipjack. They'll use it to catch bait. No, I don't do anything like that. You'd have to go to the fly smith, Mr. Brian Smith, or someone of his caliber. Yeah, I can make some stuff. I just don't do it for sale. Uh, and when I say that, I do have some friends that they'll go up to Missouri or they'll go down, lower in Oklahoma where there are trout, and they'll ask me to tie them something. I'll make them something, and I don't charge a high price for them or anything, but I'll try to replicate whatever lure they want me to do. I just don't do enough of them for me to, be in that arena, you know. with dry flies and nymphs and little things like that. I can do some though. A lot of the stuff that I tie has this same pattern. It just has different colors. And we sell a lot of these. I tie, somewhere between 80,000 to 100,000 of these. So I've had some people that are in the fly fishing world. They'll go, "Oh, you're just a production tire," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am. It's my business. I do pretty decent at it." But and I'll make some bigger baits for like walleye that are like thread tied jigs. But most of my stuff looks like that. That's going to be a new one on our website here this afternoon. We're going to put that color on there. Nova Scotia. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. Where I'm at, we have a lot of tackle stores that we supply lures to, and it's this same profile. Now we do have one Amish tackle store I say about 40 minutes from here, and all they want are 1/80th, these little bitty jigs, and they buy a bunch of them. But as far as me tying realistic, larvas or anything like that, I don't do anything like that. There's a bunch of good people out there that do. And there's a bunch of bad people out there that do too. Let's see. They're gooder for what? Yeah, they are. And we have a lot of customers that use our products. And it says no profit for you. I mean, business wise, I happen to make a lot of lures, and so there is profit for me. I got to go talk to the post office lady and let her know something here real fast. Hey, Carol, I got it in the Suburban. I didn't want the feet to get all muddy. Oh, it is? Yeah, throw it in there. Oh, well, thank you. Are you working tomorrow? Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't want her feet to get wet, so I left the mail out there where she can get it. And like we have boxes and stuff like that, so I didn't want her to get her feet all muddy. We have one of the best post office people, and she's a really good post office lady. She only has a year and a half left till she retires, and I know the guy that's going to replace her. He's a really good guy too. Oh, for carp, these things will catch carp too. They'll catch carp, drum, all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, you gotta not in every lake, not how'd I say? In some lakes, in rivers and stuff like that, the carp will eat these kind of lures, but in some, most of the people will use, they'll use some kind of a dough bait with corn in it or whatever. But you can catch drum with these. On my lake here, the drum are a little more enthusiastic about these than the actual carp, the regular carp. I think they're both in the same family, aren't they, John? John's the expert at this. I'm not the expert at that. But no, we do make money at our business. I do this full time, and I've been doing it for years. And I, you know, and that's one of those subjects that I get quite a bit. I've seen a lot of people start a hand tied business, and then they either 6 months or a year later they end up quitting because they're not diehard, you know, bait makers, or they're not making not as much money as they thought they would. And in my case, I was somewhat semi-retired when I started doing this, and so anyway, you know, when I went full time into doing this, I had another business, and at that time it just made sense. I had, I don't know, 5 6 thousand customers, and we lived in a little bitty town, and I was in the barbecue business. And our little bitty town, we had maybe 2,500 people there. And it just, at that time, you know, it was just one of those things to where I'm like, I have a whole lot more lure customers at that time than I did, you know, barbecue customers. Oh yeah, yeah. Carpet drummer, yeah, and they are here too. Some people that don't know anything, they'll call them the same fish. They'll call them all carp. But the drum here, they are more aggressive towards these lures than actual carp. I have caught carp on my lures, however, but I've caught more drum on on my lures here on my lake, on Ulaga Lake. If you guys don't know, I'm in Northeast Oklahoma. But as far as the profit wise stuff and people talking about business and all that, I mean, we had a need here locally, uh, and that was my main source of customers when I first started. Um, I didn't want to do this. I didn't care about doing it because I didn't know honestly if I could make a full time living doing it, or even really a part time living doing it, because a lot of the people that were tying these type of lures nearby were all people like in their 70s and 80s, and they were all old. And I was in my mid 40s when I started, and I just, you know, didn't know. I didn't know if it was something that you can actually make money, you know, maybe. And it wasn't until 2 years later, after I started making lures, that we just had. I mean, we had customers. We had probably at that time we had customers in probably half the United States, you know, and we had a lot of customers. And I thought, well, I'm not even trying to have a business, and I have a business with lures. What would happen if I put my full energy into it? You know, and sure enough, you know, it wasn't until probably about 3 4 years ago we finally got Hawaii. Hawaii was the last state that was holding out, and since then we've sold to Hawaii probably about 4 or 5 times. But it's fun to do this. I know with these, it is a high production thing. We do sell them in a 3 pack, and they range anywhere from, you know, $5 to $10 a pack. And I do sell some custom. You know, I do custom lures too. So those custom lures, depending on how intricate they are, I'll do with I'll do them by the half dozen. And usually, if you gauge it by the dozen, it's somewhere between $50 to $70 a dozen. I'll charge for some of those lures. And there's some good money in that, but not everybody wants to spend, you know, $50 a dozen, you know, on lures, or 70. But we have some people that want a particular, they want me to turn this in this style of hook or jig head. They want me to tie like a clouser type, you know, make with a clouser type profile. And I can do that, you know. I could do almost anything, but I can't do everything though. I see some of the stuff that Brian ties, and man, he's just an artist. 500 people, yeah, yeah. We have one traffic light in Chelsea, Oklahoma. If you see Woody come in the channel, he now lives. He moved from Texas to where I used to live in Chelsea. And here in Claremore, I think we got about 18,000 people here. Yeah. Hey there, David. But I have fun doing this. I've got to meet people that I probably would have never, had any contact with them if it wasn't for making lures. We've made lures for, a lot of different people in professional sports. And a lot of times it'll be a brother, a cousin, someone calling and asking if I could do this or that. A lot of times they'll tell me who they are, and I'll fact check it and realize, oh, I'm making it for, you know, so and so. And I am, and then sometimes I'll get to talk to these pro athletes, and they're pretty cool about it. A lot of them are just, a lot of them are pretty normal. The ones that like fishing and hunting and doing things like that, they're just normal people. But however, you do have some people that are, they like the nightlife and they like partying and doing all kinds of goofy stuff. Oh yeah, I love it. I love doing what I do. Yeah, and I was in, oh, that lady, the Florida ladies live last night, and one of my friends hopped in there with the Smythe flies, and I met Smythe flies through TikTok, and he actually bought one of our vices a couple years ago, and he was saying he had, I don't know, 15, $20,000 of inventory on material, and I understand that we have that. We got a lot of material here, a lot of material. We got a lot of money invested in this building, and it's made to pump out lures. I have like a little assembly line with everything that I do. I tell you what, though, if fly tying and making fly fishing flies, you know, um, you don't need as much space, I don't think. And in my case, I pour lead. I have to paint the heads, and then I have an eye station too. It just seems like it would be a little more easier. Um, I imagine if I was a fly fishing fly tire, that I'd still have a building full of material and stuff. But I think that I do sometimes. I don't want to say envy, but it's just one of those things to where I do have a lot of building space tied up with the different categories of what I do for lure making here. Yep. We are going to be getting some new colors of thread here in the next week or so. We're going to have like this thread that how I have. We're going to have like a shell pink, and we're also going to have a shell pink color of marabou and neck hackle. That'll be coming here soon. Hey, Landon, how are you doing? I got a few more of these 1/8 ounce, and then I got to tie a bunch of the 1/4 ounce. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. That's going to be too much. Too much. Okay, I'm going to do away with that one. I'm just going to go with this. But it's Friday. My wife has probably about another 2.5 weeks of school. And then I get to have her for the whole summer. But we'll be doing some fishing lives together and stuff. She'll be on the boat with me, and I'll be going live here on YouTube when I do go fishing. I want to try to get on some hybrid bass. I do catch them every so often, but I want to see if I could target them and try to get some big ones in. I've been seeing what some of the locals have been catching them on, and I'm like, I could, they're in their case they're using plastics. I'm like, I could make something like that with a hand tied. We are going to be doing a giveaway tomorrow. We're going to give away a lot of lures, lots of lures. And so, if you guys don't know, I have a couple of racks with test lures that I've done. Some of the lures are just swim baits that I have hanging up there for bass fishing. Some of them are inline spinners. And then we got a lot of lures of that I've done that were just test lures. Um, and some of them are some of the lures that we have on the website. Like the Fire Tiger and stuff like that. Some of them are just some test lures that I have hanging up, like underspins. But we're going to give away, and they're going to be a lot of lures we're giving away. But if there's somebody in the channel that makes lures, you can get like $50 of material. I'll put together a package for you guys. But in order to be eligible for that, you got to live in the U.S. and you got to give a donation of like $5, and that'll put you in for the drawing tomorrow. And we'll probably do the drawing tomorrow around 10. I did have a reserve of $250, but if we don't reach that right now, we're sitting at like about $65 right now. I don't think we're going to hit the 250. I'll have to be live 24 hours to hit that number. But if not, I can probably do a half of a package, I guess. So, but it'll be worth it. You guys will get whoever wins, they're going to get a lot of lures. I hear a big truck out there. We did get some new stickers in. They look different. They're not circle stickers, but they're kind of oval looking. And I really like the color that they put on there this time around. But we do put stickers in with the orders that go out. white and pink, or pink and white, red and white bucktails. Yeah, and I can make stuff like that. So, um, I'm hoping I can maybe catch some hybrids this year. I've caught some in the past, and they're just small, but I'd like to get to where the big ones are. Have you got to go fishing much this year, John? Yeah. Yeah, I'm always ordering supplies and materials. It just seems I don't think I've gone the last couple of years. I don't think I've ever gone like a whole week without having to reorder something. And we got vendors. I get my eyes from a different place. One of the places I get feathers and chenille. And then I got another place that all they do for me is chenille. And they kind of custom make me um, a chenille. But I'm always getting stuff. This one here, I'm going to piece it together. Oh, yeah. Oh, just for trout, yeah. Oh, Jesus loves you too, Logan. Mama. Yeah. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, when you see me doing this here, I'm trying to manipulate the chenille and trying to take some of the humps and the bumps out of the way. Oh my. Good thing that didn't land on my foot. It was sticking straight up out of the board. Okay, one more pack, which is 3. Then we're going to switch up to the 1/4 ounce. The 1/4 ounce will get, on some of the 1/4 ounces that we do, sometimes we put a little extra flash in there. I don't know what data source is going to be fishing with these, with these. So when you see me pull on these, I'm looking to see what it's going to look like when it's wet, and there's a certain diameter I'm looking for. And I used to measure them off a long time ago, but I've been doing it so long that I just, I got a feel for it and an eyeball for it. So sometimes the feathers they'll look a little bit thicker than some of the others, but when they get wet, they'll all look, you know, pretty close to identical. I'm having to change the chat settings to, on my end, it'll say all messages or top messages. And for some reason, sometimes the messages don't come up on the screen. So if it looks like I'm not seeing a message for a while, sometimes I'll change the message or the chat settings, and I'll see messages there that I just didn't see before. UK trout competition. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, Burke's looking for you guys' input. If you guys don't know, Burke is a younger person. He does also make his own flies. And he lives out in Norway, all the way out in Norway. Burke's been a faithful viewer for a long time. Well, I say a long time. For a pretty decent amount of time for my live streams. I do try to encourage younger people to get into this. Again, when I first started making fishing lures, locally, everybody was like in their 70s and 80s. Just a lot of people that were old. And in a lot of the tackle stores I've visited in this journey of making lures, a lot of times when I first started, a lot of the lures, they just didn't have a lot of vibrant colors. You had a lot of lures that had the same color head, body, and tail. And you did have some of the old colors like our Ambassador, which is a red head, a chartreuse body, and a white tail. You had colors like that, some of the older colors, but there just weren't a lot of really vibrant colors out there, at least locally. Hey, Mary. Happy Friday. Yep. I hope you guys have a good day too. I got to go to the bank sometime today. We got a few customers that will, I guess they don't do anything electronically. And to be honest, I don't even know if they watch me on Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube. And they'll just send me a money order or a check, and they'll have the names written down and the sizes they want. So I have a couple of those on me right now that I need to go deposit. And I know the checks are good because it's some of these customers that they've been around for like 10 or 11 years. They've just been doing that forever. Sometimes we'll get a check in the mail and we'll go to customer, and again they'll like, can you send me some 1/16, just any colors, you pick them out. And I do what I can for them. Hey there, I fishing for fun. How's it going there? Orange shallow water, pink shallow to deep. Yep. But yeah, if you're coming in for the first time, make sure to hit the like right up there. Just double tap your phone or hit the like on your tablet. Appreciate everybody coming in. I do this for my full-time job, and I do this also for my part-time job. We do also sell material like thread, chenille. We sell feathers, flashing. In fact, we do have our flashing on sale. Just a couple more strands. There we go. That's what I want. How do I do that? Well, the tying or what? You just sit here and wrap thread around all day. And play with feathers all day. Yep, making them. We're going to go to a bigger size here in just a little bit. In fact, this is the last one in the 1/8 ounce. We are going to be adding this color on the website sometime this afternoon. Welcome in, everybody. Okay. So we are now gonna go to the 1/4 ounce jig, and again I'm working on an order right now, and that's the 1/4 ounce. This is on a 2/0 hook here. The other ones were on a 1/0, and these are with mustad sickle hooks. Pick the perfect feather. Yep, welcome in. Yep. I would love to go to the UK. I would love to fish out there. I'd love to go out there one day. I do have to renew my... No, I think I still got a couple years left on my passport. That would be a good trip. I'd love to go somewhere and just... And not even... I'd like to go somewhere and just fly fish. I do fly fish a little bit here, but it's... I've never gone freshwater, you know, fly fishing for trout. I think that's on my bucket list, is just to take a trip somewhere, not take any of my spinning, rods, and just fly fish. I think I know it's doable, but I'd like to go to Europe, specifically to like England, Scotland, Ireland, and just do nothing but fly fish. Whether it be for salmon or trout, I think I'd have a blast doing that. Have you got fish on the ones you make? Yeah, I get. Yeah, yeah. I most of the time I do use my lures when or even when I'm putting out a new color. I have fished with this one a couple years back. This color here. We had a gentleman ask if I could make one in this color, and I knew the color pretty well, and it's a good color. But no, yeah, I do catch fish. I don't catch as many as I want to sometimes, but sometimes you just got to take what you get. Is the Rena River? Yep, I'd love to go to Norway. I'd love to just go traveling and just go fishing in all these spots. Oh. Which do I think is the best one? There's again, where I fish at, it's going to be different than where everybody else fishes at. And I fish on Oologah mostly, Oologah and Claremore Lake, and we're up in northeast Oklahoma, and I catch a lot of fish on the Shiner jig. That's an all silver. Also the Midnight, which is a blackhead, rainbow body, and a chartreuse and silver lure. And And then I've caught a lot of fish off the the assassin lure. And so those are probably my three favorite colors: the shiner, the midnight, and then the assassin. I love fishing with that color. That I've caught a lot of big crappie, and I've caught a lot of big old bass with them too. And the shiner looks like. Let's see, do I have a shiner behind me? I do. I do. Yeah, that's our shiner. That's our #1 selling lure on our website. And our #2 seller is the oh, I don't know if I have one of those hanging up here. Is the Slick Trick. That's our #2. Our #3 is the Bumblebee, which is black and yellow and gold. Our #4 is the Gray Ghost, which is all gray, and then the tail is gray and silver. But those three right there, the Midnight, the Shiner, and the Assassin are probably my favorite colors to fish. If I'm doing a live stream at Claremore Lake, I make sure to have those three colors on me, every time I go out there. But our Shiner is our #1 seller overall. It's been our #1 for 14 years. Oh, for Texas, we sell again, the Shiner is our #1 selling lure. I would go with the Shiner. Um, it depends where you're at in Texas. Are you fishing in a river or are you fishing in a lake? Those three colors right there that I said, if you're fishing in a lake like Lake Fork or what is it, Lake of the Pines, I would go with any three of those colors: the Midnight, the Shiner, and the Assassin. If you're fishing Falcon, I would probably go with the Thunderbird lure, which is pink and chartreuse. The Slab Queen. I mean, there are some crappie in Falcon. Yes, a lot of it's about confidence too. But yeah, I would go again. I don't know where you're at there, Recoup, but those three colors will work in almost any lake. Um, if you're going to be fishing in a river, I'd probably be going with stuff that has orange in it, or maybe darker colors like the blackout. Oh, by the way, let me show you guys here. These lures here are on sale for $4.99 a pack. That's the monkey milk right there. That's the blackout. That's the one I'm talking about fishing at a river. I would go with darker colors in a river. That's the Bayou Bug. All of these are $4.99 a pack, and it doesn't matter if you can use, the price is the same for whatever size, like a 1/32, 1/16, or 1/8 ounce. That's with our crazy legs there. That's our Cajun cricket. That's our Hellstorm right there. And then that there is our Funky Monkey. That's been a really good color on muddy water lately. A lot of people like that color. So a lot of those colors there, the darker colors, are great on a river. It just seems to me the river is a little more muddier. I don't really fish a river. We do have the verdigris. We got the Caney River. Got Arkansas nearby, Arkansas River. Uh, but you know, it's just my preference. A lot of it is preference and what you have confidence in too. A lot of the lures I tie will catch crappie. Or I'd say a lot. Every single lure I make will catch a crappie. We were even catching crappie in Kansas. I was catching crappie on these big old 1/4 ouncers too. Yeah, and it's just that way, Burke. In some of these ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, the fish sometimes don't get as big as they do in other states and countries. Part of that may be because of what do you call the invasive species that are in the waters. Uh, Sometimes it's you got a lot of predator fish, and they just don't let those trout get as big. And I think some of it's the climate too. The conditions. Um, that may factor in with trout too, as far as size. 13 more to go. Yep. If you're brand new, we do have a website, and we got, I think, about 50, 55 colors of lures on our site. We have 7 different sizes that I produce. And so we got a lot to offer. We also have fly tying material. We also have our own brand of crappie poles and catfish poles, the Flowcast brand. And we have our own brand of fishing line too. We have monofilament and braid. Our braid is an 8 strand. All of our fishing line comes in 550-yard spools. And again, our website is rubenfloresjigs.com. We do ship anywhere in the U.S. We do orders at times for overseas, but our website is not geared up to ship overseas. But I can ship overseas if somebody's wanting some of our lures or whatever. Catch one that big, trout here. Yeah. Yeah, the sizes vary in different states. I imagine, even with crappie fishing, that there's 3-pound crappie in every single lake. In some cases, maybe even 4-pound crappie. But they tend to get, I know that, like up in Illinois, they do have some big crappie there, but a lot of the people that I see fishing on live streams up in Illinois, they get ecstatically, super overwhelmed with joy when they catch a 10-inch crappie. And in some cases they just that's in their lake, that's as big as they get. And one of our lakes here, well, in Claremore Lake, probably about 10 years ago, they did a study on that lake. They put out all these tube nets. If you guys don't know what a tube net is it's just a net that's in the shape of a tube with these wire rings all around them. and they were intentionally trying to catch crappie, and they were measuring. Um, there's ways to measure the eye of the crappie, and also the gill plate. There's a way to measure those crappie to tell how many years old they were. And they were finding out that you had crappie that were like 5 years old, and they were only like 8 to 10 inches big, or yeah. And so they're because of the overpopulation of crappie, um, they just didn't. It's one of those things like a goldfish in a tank. That goldfish will only get as big as its surrounding lets it. And so what they did with that study, they took it to the city hall, and they voted for their lake limit, because the city runs the local lake there, and they took away the size limit. It used to be that you could only take 10-inch crappie, and they all had to be 10 inches, and so they took that size limit away to try to encourage people to take smaller fish. Um, that way they can try to get bigger crappie in that lake. And me, knuckleheaded Ruben, I had caught, by that time they did that, I had caught already 2 3-pounders in that lake. And I knew they were big crappie, but I do know that, um, you know, they do have an abundance of crappie that are they're stunted in size. I was watching this video a few years back. Um, they were tagging these crappie with these chips that could be, you could trace their movement. And this is a long time ago when YouTube first came out. So I don't even know if that video is still around. But they had tracked crappie for a couple of years at this one lake. And the crappie that they were putting these chips on, um, they weren't traveling more than, you know, uh, basically a couple of acres. As they would stay in this one. They wouldn't do a lot of traveling. It wouldn't be like they're going to travel a mile or two, down the river or the lake they were on. And I think that study was done in Tennessee. I can't remember what lake, but some of those guys that were doing the research, they were using our lures. And that fellow there was also, he was a biologist, but he was also a crappie angler that did tournaments. But I thought that was really cool that the crappie that they were uh, doing these studies on, they just didn't travel a whole lot. They stayed pretty much where they were born and stayed around that general area. I don't know if that's true in all cases, but in that study that happened, you know. Oh yeah. I'd like to do some traveling. Well, it'll happen one day. We'll see. If it doesn't, that's okay. There's a bunch of TikTokers and YouTube people that I'd like to go visit too. I'd like to visit Remington and Richard. They've been my mods for pretty close to 4 years, it seems. Been a long time. No food, and they know, and they're yeah. Why travel around? You know, it's that way in the big cities too. A lot of times, the people that I knew, again, when I was younger, I lived in South Florida, and a lot of the people that I knew that were from that area, they just never traveled. They just never ventured to go to a different county. They worked like 2 blocks from where they live. Many times they would just walk to work, and they lived in that same general location all their life, and they have everything they need there, you know. Yeah, why go to the McDonald's in a different town when you have one in your town, you know? Yeah, if you're just joining in for the first time, I make fishing lures, and this lure is not on our website, but it'll probably be on the website this afternoon. Oh, well, thank you. That's awesome. What state do you live in? And what all do you fish for? Yeah, we get a lot of young people on my channel. I run a pretty much rated G or PG channel. I don't do any cussing, and I try not to have any controversy. Last night we talked about. Oh, you live in Texas, yeah? Last night I brought up a certain person that's pretty famous. I'm not going to say the person's name because this live is going to go into our channel. But I had mentioned this certain person who happens to be dating a person that's 50 years younger, and a lot of people got in the conversation. I thought that was kind of funny. Ah, well, thank you there. I appreciate that. Yeah, and when you do order, use the code FLOW10, FLOW10, FLO10. That'll save you 10%. We do get a lot of people that make baits too that order from us. I don't do any wholesaling or anything like that, but um, you know, it just we do have a lot of people that make baits, and some of them, they sell their lures and stuff, and they use our materials. And again, a lot of the materials I have are like from Wapsi. You know, um, Wapsi distributes to a lot of these big box stores, and so we got some really good product. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. I'll save that in case I got to add some more to thicken something up. Hey there. Yep, thanks for coming out, man. Can I type it in the chat? Yeah. no one's going to see your chat. Once I post this video up there, nobody will see the chat. They'll just see me and my big old ugly mug. Yeah, if you're watching for the first time, I do go live here every day. Sometimes I go in the evenings. In the summertime, I'll do a lot of late lives. I'll do some live streams till 9, 10 o'clock at night, sometimes even later. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Flow 10, FLO10, no space in between. It doesn't matter if it's big letters or little letters. That's Flow 10, FLO10, no space in between. Uh-oh. Yep, Flow 10 saves you 10. Yeah, on our website, it's pinned down there on the bottom. John pinned it, or John put it out there. It's also on the back end of my YouTube channel here. Yeah, but we do have rods. We have fishing line. We do have a BOGO sale on our circle hooks. Buy one, get one. So if you like striper or catfishing, we got hooks for you. Matter of fact, let me take a look here. Let me see. Come on, open up. I got my other phone here. Oh, the Patriot and the Shiner. Yep, those are good colors right there. Yep, that looks like your name there. I won't say your name here online. Yep, they'll go out. They'll go out tomorrow morning. Well, thank you there. Appreciate the order. Yeah, it's Cooper. Yeah, well, thank you, Cooper. I appreciate that. Sometimes people don't want me to say their name, on air. They don't want everybody else to know their name. Like Remington, his real name is Waldorfius Malcolm the Third. No, no, I understand. Now that's not his real name. Remington. I know Remington's real name. He ought to get his name changed to Remington, though. Man, that's a cool name. Yeah. It's Waldorfius Malcolm III. Just call him WM. The Bahamas, fly fish over here for bonefish. I'd love to catch a bonefish too. That looks like that'd be fun. No, I sure don't tie crabs at all. And I've never had them either. I've eaten crabs though. No, I wouldn't even know how to tie them. I'd have to try to look up some videos here to see. I do make some other baits. I mean, I make some inline spinners and swim baits and stuff like that, or swim jigs. We don't have the inline spinners on our website. We do have some of these on our site, the swim jigs like that, you know. But I'm looking at maybe doing something a little bit different with those. We do have some on the site though right now. I don't want to do any, bass swim jigs with spinners or anything like that. What else do I make? No, it's pretty much about what I make. I do make some clouser minnows and things like that, but or some other type streaming baits. But this profile here, it pays the bills and keeps me busy, you know. Oh, well, thank you there. Thank you there, Cooper. Hey there, Chuckle. Yes, I do have a website. I don't know if it shows up on your side, but it's pinned on the bottom there. It's rubenfloresjigs.com. You can also, with my profile name, just add a .com to it, do a Google search, and you'll find me. Yeah, if you do want to order, use Flow10. It'll save you 10%. That's FLO10. And that's my website. You can save 10% on everything on the site. Pretty soon, that code is not going to work on one category. On our website, we're going to build a clearance category, and everything on the clearance will just be as is. You know, you won't be able to save 10% on it. Yeah, link in the bio. I didn't know if they called that here, Remington, if they called it bio on this side, on YouTube. But we do have a lot of different colors of lures, a lot of different sizes. Oh, well, thank you. That'd be awesome. Yeah, make sure to also pick me up on Facebook too. We do have a business page on Facebook, and then I also have just my personal one. If you go to my personal Facebook, you'll see me and my family in the picture. Not right now. I'm just on YouTube right now. Just on YouTube. Later on, I'll come on YouTube and I'll do TikTok at the same time. But right now, it's just YouTube. I think we are going to do a drawing tomorrow. It may, I don't know if we're going to. I wanted to get a reserve of about 250 on our gifts and do the drawing, but right now we're at basically 35, 40, 25, 35, 45, 55, 60. We're at $63 right now. We're not even hitting $100. What do you guys think? Should I just hold it over till the next week? I do have a lot of stuff I want to give away, and I hate giving it all away just you know just like that. I'm wanting to go fishing this weekend. We'll see. We have a lot of areas that are flooded, and so I don't know how good the fishing would be. And and the weather is going to be nice. I may just go do some bank fishing. I don't think I'm gonna get the boat out. I target usually crappie and catfish. I love crappie fishing and catfishing. This year I may try to target some. I may go carp fishing maybe once or twice this spring and summer. But most of the time it's crappie and catfish. That's what I try to go for the most. I do go after paddlefish every now and then too. We do have some really big paddlefish on our river. But I'd like to try to go this year. I think I'm going to try to go for some carp, which is something new. I may take some carp rigs out and just see how they work. I may go after some hybrid bass too. So that's going to take some trolling and, that kind of fishing. I have a fish finder, but it's not the greatest in the world. So I am working on trying to get a better fish finder. It'll just make, targeting the fish will make life a little easier. Especially if you're trying to do a live stream. People want to see you catch fish. They don't want to see you just sit there and talk. Man, where did they? Oh. Do I know what not? Yeah, I haven't been there, but I've heard about it though. Oh yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't looked at it, but it may be worth looking at. That would be nice if I could sell more. My wife would be happier if I could sell more too. Wow, it's already after 11. I got a few more of these to tie, and then this order will be done. And I'll get this packed up, and then I'll work on Coop's order. Go for a little bit more on this one here. Yeah, I'll just add that piece. Oh, I'm going to stay on. I have 5 more to do on this one, on this order here. So we're talking, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. I know on these bigger jigs, they do take a little bit longer to tie. This color turned out really pretty. Again, I'm excited. We're gonna add this color on the website, and we're gonna also add it without the eyes too. Yeah, if anybody has any questions in here, don't be shy. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? When does that movie, The Thunderbolts, come out? Doesn't it come out today? I don't like that. Take that one off. I may go with my my younger son, and I may go watch that movie. Oh, The Thunderbolts? It's one of the Marvel movies, like a superhero movie. My younger son, he's like 20, 23, and he likes watching that. I like watching it too, but I may take him out, that way we can go out and hang out or something, you know. He's gonna end up graduating with a business degree next weekend. And then we're going to kick him out of the house. No, we're not going to do that. I'm just kidding about that part. Oh, I started making these back in the end of 2010, somewhere about that time. And I had got hurt and I couldn't go to work for about a year and a half. But in the process of that, I had never really gone crappie fishing before, and so I was recuperating from one of my surgeries, and my wife's, you know, was, you know, she knew I liked fishing and stuff, and so she just her and one of my friends that urged me to go crappie fishing, and so I started going crappie fishing, and um, I used plastics in the beginning, and there were a lot of guys at the dock that were using these hand tied jigs, and they were really little, and and so anyway, I saw they were catching a lot more than me, and so one of them gave me a lure, and so I started using it, and I was catching them, and I couldn't find those lures anywhere, the little bitty ones, the 1/80ths, and there we go. And so um, I started just looking around these different stores. I couldn't find the sizes or the colors, and all the lures I'd been using from some of these big box stores, they were just falling apart. I would catch maybe 5 or 10 crappie, and then that lure was done with it. And so that's how I got into making lures. I wanted something I could fish with, and I wanted colors that I wanted to use, and that's how I started doing it. You know. Oh, is that our Discord there? I'm gonna pin our Discord. You guys make sure to tap on our Discord and join it. Yeah, thank you there, Charles. Yeah, that's our Discord channel. Uh, when I go live, I'll post on there, and I'll post any information, you know, that we do, that I have, anything coming out. I think I've posted a couple of pictures on there, but I'll probably start putting some videos, or just sharing with everybody when I'm going live, or even if I'm going live, if I'm going to go live on TikTok too, I'll post it on there too. We got a lot of birds fighting at the bird feeders. I have 3 bird feeders, and there's a bunch of birds. It's like a battle royale. Well, God bless you, man. Thank you for coming in. I still have a few more of these to make. It's almost 11:30. I tell you what, guys, this will be the last one I make on my live on this segment. I am getting hungry, so I'm thinking about lunch right now. Maybe taking a break here and after this one here and grabbing some lunch. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We have our Discord channel pinned down there. Make sure to join our Discord, and that way you guys get to know each other too, because you guys can talk back and forth, and that way we can share messages a little more easier. Uh, that way you guys will know when I'm going live and stuff too. Alrighty, thank you. Yep. Oh, we got 80 people in here again. That's cool. Somebody was asking me a really interesting question on last night's live. They're, I guess, it's a younger person. They're wanting to do some fishing, do some live streaming and videos and stuff like that. And they're like, how do they get more people on their lives? And I kind of shared some stuff, but last night something came into mind, which I think would kind of demonstrate it a little bit more. Um, and if you have all three of the facets of these, if you have all of them, it'll probably help you out a little bit. But you got to have, one of the things is you got to have a skill if you're wanting to do something. That skill may be that you're funny. Skill may be, uh, showing what you do on your live streams, and not only having a skill. Another S word is a showmanship. Uh, you got to have some kind of charisma with what you're showing and what you're doing on your live stream. And the third thing is the speech. You may not be the best talker, but if you're talking to the people and letting them know what's going on, or letting them know that you care, because sometimes we get people in here and they may have a comment or two, and if the host is talking to their audience, um, and letting them know, so there's those three things, and that may evolve over time, but you can have a skill, but if you don't have any showmanship, um, the skill will give you some viewers and stuff like that. The showmanship is how you're presenting your skill, and your speech is how your audience is hearing, your showmanship and your skill. So I think all those three things, there, again, everybody may have, a couple of other details or bullet points that they can draw from. But last night I was thinking about it, and those three S words came into mind, your skill, your showmanship, and your speech, So we'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like what you see and you hear. And we'll catch you guys later. You guys have a great day. I will be back. And make sure you join our Discord channel too. So we'll see you guys later. Goodbye. God bless.